Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm gonna do a real quick video here. Uh, there goes Sheldon licking the floor. He's done that since he was a pup. Just gets down there and licks on the floor. Sometimes he'll jump on the floor. What a dog. Making some colloidal silver for the rainwater tank. It's that time of the month. I need to get that done. I'll make probably about 3 of these and dump them in the rainwater tank. It kills the bacteria and viruses, anything like that that might be in the tank. Most of them, I'm not guaranteeing that, but it works for me. And then I'll also add about a half a cup of chlorine. Use the unscented chlorine if you do that. So that'll help keep your rainwater pure. I can see that it's still bubbling there on this electrode, but this one here is turning black, which means I'll have to pull it out and clean it before it'll finish. I have to do that a couple of times to make it work properly. I don't have a ppm meter, but I would like to know how many parts per million I'm putting in there. It'd be kind of just cool to know. This is the bag that I keep all the silver stuff in and keep it in a drawer where it's safe. But I need to do that about once a month to help keep the bacteria down to nothing. And so far I've had really good luck with it. Funny thing was during the virus, during the pandemic thing, Nancy Pelosi, one of the first things she did was, "Oh no, don't use colloidal silver, it'll turn your skin blue." Well, I've been using it for 5 or 6, well, gosh, since about 2010. No, it was before that. 1997, I think, is when I started using it. And my skin's not blue yet. So anyhow, it does work. Don't let them fool you. Had an issue with batteries. Let's walk back there. Don't mind my mess. Here comes Sheldon. 3 of my batteries went bad, and they kind of went bad all of a sudden. I had one bad over here in this bank. I need to clean the tops off. And I had 2 that were bad over here. The one that I put salt in, it did finally quit. And the one right next to it here, it was really very, very marginal. But I went ahead and replaced it anyhow. I did some research online on the EPever. These are the EPever controllers. All 4 of those are. I did some research online and I found on Trojan, I actually went up to the Trojan dealership and picked these up, and they told me that on the Trojan website they had a guide for how to charge these. And so I looked at that guide and I got the voltages, wrote them down, and I found 2 guides. Before I went to the Trojan website, I found a guide for charging bulk batteries like this. These are 8 Trojans in series for a total of 48 volts. This is 12 volts, this is 48 volts. And it had a listing of what your battery voltage should be, what your charge voltage should be. So I had to go into these and change a few settings. They weren't that far off, but I was charging them too hot. Oh, they're dust. But anyhow, I reset that, I reduced the voltages, and then I came back and found the Trojan website, and I was just 0.68 volts off of having it the way that the Trojan website wants them. So I adjusted that, and I did notice almost right away it's going through this, which is it equalizes the two controllers over there. This one equalizes. These are not included in what I'm talking about. This is the 12 volt. But my voltage came down. So that's how many volts the batteries have in them right now. Or they're charging at 51 volts, but they're also charging over here at 25 amps. So it's been very, very, very stable at 25 amps. When about noon, it will come up to about 50 amps, and then it'll start dropping back down. And when the batteries are charged, you'll also see this voltage come up. Now before, that voltage was going up to almost 60 volts. So this voltage would go up to 60 volts. Now it's staying at about 56 volts. So it is making a big difference. I think I was just boiling my batteries is what I was doing. But that's helping. What I did there is helping. Now I had a big issue, and I was starting to get pissed off with the software that I have to use. I went to the EPever website because I could not find the Windows 7 laptop that I was using. I don't know where it went. But I had a Windows 7 laptop that was all programmed to charge those, and I couldn't find it. So I went on their website, and I found that they did finally come out with a software. Actually, it was I was using my phone too. I have the Wi-Fi one, the serial connector, and the BLE one, which is also a serial connector. They connect through a Wi-Fi cable, not Wi-Fi, but a LAN cable to the controllers back there. And neither one, using the new software that I downloaded for the phone, I've replaced my phone, so I lost the original software. Neither one of these would connect to the new software. I tried for hours to get these to connect. Then I found the software for the PC. It's Solar Station Monitor and Solar Guard. Well, the Solar Guard is the same one that they want you to use for the phone. Well, I loaded up the Solar Guard, and sure enough, the Solar Guard would not connect to the controllers. It will not connect. So I found on their website a new version of Station Monitor, and I've downloaded that, and it immediately connected. So there's no difference in the connection procedure between the Solar Guard and the Solar Station Monitor. No difference at all in the solar procedure, but Solar Guard would not connect to the controllers. So I used the Station Monitor. Let's boot that up. I don't know if you can see it. Let's see, import data and documents into product files. I am importing it, aren't I? I don't see it in there. I probably lost my settings, but I'm not seeing it. Maintenance, import data, documents, product files. Nope, I don't see it. But anyhow, I'll find it later. All the voltages are in there. They're stored in there. I just don't know where they went. You go figure. Just go figure. You know, just nothing ever goes the way you want it to. I'm sure it was in product files. I'll try that one more time. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. That's so weird. The software sucks. Any way you look at it, the software sucks. So anyhow, you have to use their software to program the controllers. They do have this this thing here, which is the MT50. And let's go back there again. MT50 is this doodad. I have 4 of them. Yeah, you cannot connect these at the same time that this is connected. It is so goofy. So totally goofy the way they do stuff. But Chinese, Chinese stuff ain't necessarily all that great. I'm really convinced that they never ever, the reviews I read online said the same thing. I don't think they test their software. Not at all. But you're supposedly supposed to be able to make all kinds of changes in this, according to the manual in there and everything, but it does not work. It's a nightmare to try and set up your devices through this. A nightmare, and that's being kind. But anyhow, it's pretty handy for just monitoring. Now I can't get out of that, go figure. So right now, this one, the solar panel is at 15.8 volts, batteries at 14.5, and this one is charging at 0.4 amps. Try and get out of that, and you just can't do it. You can't do anything with these. It's a pain in the ass. Just let it reset itself and hope for the best. Okay, there we go. This is the west side, or the east side is charging at 10.8 amps and 66 volts on the solar panel. But anyhow, I just wanted to go into that a little bit. I might come back on here and do a couple of voltage, let's look at it and see what they're doing type things. I don't know. I got to run over to a friend's house. He's got giant radioactive man-eating ant problems. So I'm going to leave it at that for now. And I'll come back later. Oh boy. Did I get anything done this time? Oh boy. Okay. How do I turn this thing off? Sheldon, how do I turn this thing off? I don't know. Okay, I just pulled the rod out of this one and cleaned it. You can see how nice and silvery that is now. Hook up my clamp. This has a wire that goes all the way around it. This is a 36 volt computer DC supply. Hook this one up, and we should see more silver being made there. Yeah, you can see it coming down here. But I'll be back. Okay, I found that the settings I was looking for. It's right here. So I don't know if you can see it or not. That's my numbers. That's where I've got everything set at. So I have 370 amp batteries. The over voltage disconnect is at 66 volts. The over voltage reconnect is at 60 volts. The equalization charge is at 64.8. This is right off the Trojan website. boost voltage is 29.28 or 59.28. Float charge is at 54 volts, and the boost charge is at 52.8. And these over here are not as important as these over here. So the 65 is the charge limit voltage, and discharge limit voltage at 42.8. And I've seen them get down lower than that back there because I had bad batteries. But this is what I have to worry about right here. All of this is right off of 2 different websites that I found on charging those batteries the way they are right now. You can also in this set up your rated, you can set this up in several different locations, your rated voltages, but I'm not sure if you add the batteries together and that's the figure you use, like 2,900 amps or what your rated current. It just I don't know if you're supposed to, and it doesn't say, do you add the batteries together or you do the batteries individually. Like battery capacity here, that's per battery. So I'm not sure if that should be 2,900 amps or whatever 8 times 370 is, but it doesn't say that anywhere, so I don't know. So, but that's what I was looking for. I was just looking in the wrong place. The problem is if you use this software once every other lifetime, you forget how to use it. But that's what there is in that. So I'm going to exit that and go back over there to my silver. I did pull this out and clean it a few minutes ago. I'll probably have to do it again. Usually I have to clean the electrodes about 3 times to get a good load of silver, and that I just dump into the water tank, but I'll come back to that. Okay, on the silver, on the subject of water, this is a beer filter. This is what I use in the rainwater tank to catch any garbage that comes down the rain gutters. There's a metal screen, heavy metal screen, it's pretty fine, in the tank, and I wrap this around the screen so it's double filtered. This goes into the screen bucket, and this side is on the bottom of the screen bucket. I think I'm going to go ahead and replace the one that's out there today because it's been in there for 6 years, really long time. But that's my primary filter system, and it works really, really well. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. We got the bugs killed, all the giant radioactive man-eating ants. They're gone, they're done, they're dead, they're out of there. And made a couple suggestions for filtering. See if that works. Listening to the high noon net on the ham radio, I'll turn that down. Already got checked in anyhow. The water is done. I stopped it before I left, and it's distributed itself pretty nice in there. It's pretty thick. So I'm going to put that in the rainwater tank, and I'm going to make another batch. I got some guava nectar here. It's pretty good, but the expiration date on it was like January of this year, so it's probably not as safe as our water. Anyhow, I got 2 more cameras here I need to put in too. Need to get that done. Mad honey. You want a good night's sleep, take some mad honey. The beets, super good for you. I don't add water, I just eat a spoonful. This is, what is that? That is cayenne pepper in pill form. It's a little bit easier to eat. And these are vinegar gummies. Yummy. I take those every day. But yeah, they're really helpful. And here's some hemp for the dogs. Some turmeric gummies. And the medical mushrooms. The Risha mushroom is the one I wanted, but I couldn't find just Risha mushroom for less than $1 million. So I just bought a big thing of that. Helps cure what ails you. What else have we got here? I had to unplug my YZ. Look at all the dust. I had to unplug that. I had an issue with the internet. The internet lost its marbles. So I had to redo everything, and I redid this. It was a weird day. I don't want to go into it. Sugar Guard, that is cinnamon. Charlotte's Web, some kind of hemp stuff. And more hemp stuff. There's more stuff around here, who knows. But these are my mainstay. All that right there. I don't use the dog hemp. Oh, but anyhow, I need to put this in the water tank, so I'm going to go do that. I'll be back. Okay, I'm out here at the water tank. I'm not going to do this the way I usually do it. I need to look around here for snakes. Make sure there's no rattlesnakes I'm going to get stomped on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect here and let that drain out. And here. Okay, now take this off. And that's what I get in that filter. That's the bird poop that comes off the roof. So I'm going to pull this out. And that tank is full. Sue put this in, and she did a really good job. I was going to replace it, but I'm not going to. I'll just let her do it when she gets back, because she did a really good job of tying that in. So let me get that thing filtered out, cleaned out, and I'll be back. Okay, this tank is very full. There's the surface right there. Had a lot of rain, and we're always thankful for rain out here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to set this down here, about like that. I'm going to take my silver, open it up, and I'm just going to dump this directly into the tank. All of it. Okay, I'm going to make a second jar. I'm going to set this down. Oh, where's my filter? Gotta get my filter. I can't really show you into the bottom of the tank, but there's almost no real dirt down there. Hi, I see a reflection, but I don't see the bottom. But there's really not much of any dirt down there. There's no bugs, there's no critters, nothing. Alright, so I got that dumped. Put this back in. Have to make sure it's all sucked down good. And put the lid back on. We'll go. don't put this on tight. I just put it on enough that I can get to both of the hoses here. Set this down again. Okay, so that's all hooked back up. That's my couch tank. It captures most of the garbage. I need to pull these off and see how much garbage is in there. Also need to work on this a little bit. I got a loose connection in here somewhere. I just need to work on it and get it all done up right again. Yeah, let's see. I turned it on. Yep, right here. Okay, so now it's pumping into that tank. That comes out at the bottom and goes through this oil filter. Now, an oil filter is a really pretty darn good filtering system. It's got good filtration. It works pretty good. They have, I don't remember what the micron is of an oil filter, but the silver that's in the tank impregnates itself. It builds up inside the filter, and every bit of bacteria that gets into that filter is killed, as well as any bacteria that's in the tank. It's dead already. Bacteria, viruses, amoeba, corona, the whole 9 yards. It kills them. Let me turn that back on just briefly. Set this down again. Roll away. See, just pumping up a storm. There's really no dirt in the bottom of the tank. There's just a trace amount of dirt down there. So I don't want to pump all that over right now, so I'm going to shut it off. And it's off. Now I have that set on, this is on auto right there, so when the tank gets down, I think it's right about here where the pump will shut itself off. But I don't want it pumping right now. And I don't know what I just did, but I messed it up. So I'm going to shut down. I'll be back. Okay, up here, down there at that end, you can see I have a screen that keeps a lot of the big stuff out. And that has got a filter in it. It has a foam filter in it. And that keeps the, it keeps bugs out. It helps a lot. You can see all the junk that's in that gutter. But it does help keep stuff out. And here, I have another of the same filter, and the same at the other end. It's all filtered. So I don't really get that much garbage into the tank at all. It stops at that beer filter. I don't like climbing ladders anymore. Alright, I'm going to go get the second thing started. Okay, I got the second jar of silver started there. See it blowing down. I'll come back to that. Let's go back there and look at the batteries. Don't be a pain. Alright. So I got the air conditioner running. We're running at 54 volts and 52.71 amps. That's what we're at right now. And this is what we're using right now. Here is the wind generator. It was generating wind a second ago, but it has quit. It's very, very intermittent. There's a little bit coming in. This is the 12-volt system. That's 12 volt. And this is the little wind generator. So the little wind generator and the big wind generator are both doing about the same thing, almost nothing. So that's where we're at on the batteries. It's charging at a lower voltage than it was and more amps. So I don't know how that works, but it's working. You know, I forgot Ohm's law a long time ago, back when I was, oh gosh, when I quit working for the cable company, I forgot Ohm's law. That's all there is to it. I am a ham radio operator, but I don't use it, so I forgot it. And here, I was listening to the high noon net. See if it's still going on.
I'm not hearing anything else.
Yeah.
Let's go out in.
That's a high noon net. I'm going to tune it up to see if there's anything on the what is that? On the Beehive Utah net yet. Lock that in. And nothing. I'll probably have to turn on the SDR in the laptop here, the Utah SDR. Beehive Utah net has been sucking pretty bad lately. They can't hear anything. They're deaf. But it's just because of solar conditions. The sun's messing with us pretty good. They can't hear anything. Yesterday, I was unable to check in, and I couldn't hear them. I could just hear them just enough to get myself in trouble. So I turned on the Utah SDR, and I could hear them loud and clear. I heard probably 20 people log in that were not acknowledged, and none of the operators on Beehive Utah net heard any of them. So when they closed the net, there are still people trying to check in, lots of them. But it's just solar conditions. That's all it is. What they need to do is have somebody monitor the SDR, and that way they'll be able to hear, they may be able to hear some of the people that they can't hear on the radios. But I can understand it. There's probably a lot of radio noise. Sheldon, come on. He really minds when he's down here by himself. Look what he's done to my door. He minds pretty good when he's down here by himself. But anyhow, that's where I'm at. The silver's cooking right along. 36 volt computer laptop power supply off Amazon. Now, I got these silver rods on Amazon also, but it's probably best to go to a jeweler or something, because on Amazon you'll pay $80 for a pair of those for one. Have the air conditioner running, 68 degrees, and it's pretty nice in here. I got a theory about colloidal silver, which I know is true, of course, but you look at the ancient, what are they, the Hindu gods in India. If you look at their books and stuff, Hare Krishna books, they're all blue. The gods are blue and gray. If you take a ton, it takes a lot of colloidal silver to turn your skin blue. I mean, you have to drink gallons of it to turn your skin blue. I have actually seen one person who his skin was gray from colloidal silver, but he drank tons of it. Now, ancient alien theorists, you have to take a shot every time you hear that, so grab your whiskey bottle and drink a shot. Every time you hear ancient alien theorists, take a shot. But ancient alien theorists believe that those gods were space travelers. That might be true. But what better way to fight off alien viruses and alien germs is there but take lots of colloidal silver? And that's what they did, and it turned their skin blue. So that's why the Hindu Hare Krishna gods are blue and gray because of colloidal silver. They needed that to protect themselves against the viruses, and that's what they used. Good theory, huh? Anyhow, I'll be back. Okay. Still cooking here. Gonna be a while. This is beginning to turn black. I'll have to take it out and clean it shortly. This is Beehive Utah Net. I'm on the Utah SDR right now. And you can hear them just fine. Turn that down. And you just barely hear them on the radio. So you just barely hear the control operator. Yesterday, the guy was going so fast that he couldn't have heard anybody anyhow. I mean, he didn't even stop between call signs. Just zip, 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 zip through it. And, there was a lot of people that he missed. So I'm going to leave it on here and turn this one all the way down. It's just waiting right now. I just saw a report of a active shooter in Atlanta, and I'm gonna keep track of that and see what happens. I think that they could stop it if they just, there's a million ways to torture criminals. I mean, disembowelment, hang them by their heels until they die, all that fun stuff. And do it publicly. That would stop a lot of this. People are just, they're suicidal, or they want suicide by cop, and they take as many people out as they can to do it. If they did something drastic like that to the people who did that stuff, it would stop. But we have to be nice to them. Yeah, right. Anyhow, I'll be back. Okay. Almost my turn. Here I go.
Thank you, Ray. K7DL.
One more.
KJ7AZ.
KJ7AZ, no traffic.
K7RE.
Didn't hear me.
AZ was there. No traffic. Okay, thank you, and we'll thanks for checking Tim in.
Okay, they got me. One of the other controllers heard me, but that one couldn't. But at least this one is a regular. He's on there all the time, and he reads off pretty slow. And there's always somebody listening. But yesterday's was just ridiculous. And that was on the Utah SDR. Like I say, I can't hear him on the radio. Just barely hear him on the radio. And what else? It's the Beehive Utah Net. I'm going to back out of this part because I'm totally lost. Okay, this shower is ready. Let me turn this air conditioner off for a second so I can hear myself think. There is a special sequence to shutting these off. You want to unplug your power first. Unplug it from here. Let it set for a minute to discharge whatever capacitors and stuff into the water. That'll keep you from shorting out these two connectors and burning up your power supply, and it will ruin your power supply. So we can unplug both of these. And take the electrodes out. They do turn black. You have to clean them before use and during use. So we'll set all that aside. Plug this up and go from there. I just kind of realized when I was talking earlier, I did flash the camera onto the TV, so I probably got copyrighted material and they won't let me publish the video, but I guess we'll see. It has happened before. Alright, I'm going to go out and put this in the tank. Okay, I dumped this one in a little bit differently. I need to take that brick off up there if I can get to it without knocking this on the ground. Okay. Drop that. Alright. Now I need to get my ladder, where did my ladder go? Oh, it's way over there. I'll be back when I get this set up. I'll be right back. I guess I may not have started when I did that, but we're ready. I dumped the silver in the catch tank. It flowed down into here. There's some left in the catch tank and in the 2 jugs on the side. And any water that comes down through there will well, I can't even say that. It will, the silver that's in there, even if it's dehydrated, will kill bacteria, any bacteria that gets in there. So that's all there is to that. And it does not hurt plants. I have been asked if it hurts plants, and it doesn't. These are my trees. You can see they're doing quite well. There's 4 of them, and they're all doing well. We did have another plant right there. The flea beetles ate it. We have flea beetles down here. But our trees are doing really well. I'm happy with them. I water them about once a week for about 30 minutes using the irrigation system that I built there, and that works. They got probably too much water the last couple of weeks because we have gotten a lot of rain. All right, let's go in there and look at the look at the solar one more time. Okay, last look at the solar for the day. We're up to 57 volts on the charge. Looks like 46 amps or 2,662 watts is what it's charging at. That's how it works. It's the 12 volt system. You actually have to use this system over here, which is a pain in the butt. So that's the that's the east side. 64.7 amps or volts, 14.5 watts is what that one's charging at. I'm pressing the wrong button. I don't think that one's doing anything. Oh, wait a minute, maybe I need to press more buttons. Too many buttons. Okay, that one's not charging. It's 68 volts, but there's no charge going through. There is a chance that one of these two fuses is bad. I think I'm going to replace this fuse because it might be broken. Not burned, just broken. Oops. Trying to turn on a light and I turned on the wrong switch. But this side is charging at 8 amps. And this side is not charging at any amps. Makes me wonder. So this is west. And this one should be east. Yeah. I'll figure it out. Anyhow, I'm out of here. I'll get this in here published. I hope I can. I hope I can figure out how to turn this thing off.